Honestly, for me, I have loved how listening to an audiobook on Audible kind of gives you the experience of comfort, because I know how the story is going to end, because mostly I've read the story first. But at the same time, it's a whole new view because it's extremely immersive. It's like watching your favorite film, but with a new filter, with a new cast, with a new whole thing. So it's like a nice twist on things. I have enjoyed audiobooks a lot. So when I was writing Too Good to Be True, even before I finished writing, I knew it had to be an audiobook. I don't think we get a choice in it. As people, I don't think you can ever sit down and choose how you want your relationship or your form of love to be. We all are so different, and every time there's any kind of difference that comes, there is bound to be chaos. There is bound to be a little bit of imperfection that comes through. So I don't think you can ever sit and choose how you would want your relationship to be, which is why escapism is a thing, and you go and you listen to your favorite romance novels on audiobooks, so you know that they are perfect. It's not realistic at all. It's extremely it's every romance book ever. There is a huge amount of aspiration that has come from my side into the story, because that's what I miss about romance. That's what I enjoy about romance the most, that I know certain things don't add up, but I want to believe in it because of the aspiration of it. When I finish listening to a book, I want to go back slightly delusional about the ideas of life, because the whimsical side of things is what keeps romance fun for me. So nothing is real, actually. It's all made up, and a lot of it is I was very happy to hear about how much the viewers related to a lot of characters, but when it comes to the romance bit of it, it's a little extra. I mean, honestly, if you read something and you don't know that it's not real life, then I don't think a book is uh, a romance book is something you should read, because as a romance fan, we thrive on our fictional men. We are obsessed with them. And like I said, I enjoy the escapism of it the most. But having said that, I know when I go into it, I know how much of it is real and how much it is not. So, also, unrealistic expectations is what? Because in our romance books, we get flat on like men flexing arms and forearm veins and like opening. It's a bare minimum. So इतना तो ये unrealistic नहीं है. ये तो इतनी तो होनी भी चाहिए expectation. No, the readers can decide for everyone else, but I am Avni when the movie is made. That we'll see. I haven't decided that yet. No, but I had that when I was writing it. When I started recording it, I actually had a ready script, like a bound final edit. So I had disconnected with it by then, where I was like, okay, now I can't keep working on this. And I was ready to take it forward in the audiobook. Having said that, while we were recording it, I realized that a lot of things are funner to read and sound a little cringy when they're spoken. So then we had to make a little change here and there to just make that more palatable. But other than that, no. I had a great time recording this. I don't think it was a conscious choice. It was the easier choice, though. It's my first book. I don't have any experience in writing so much ever, and then having the guts to even publish it. So everywhere that I have made choices, I've made the easiest ones when it came to my characters, when it came to my stories, when it came to developing things, when it came to leaning on humor, when it came to explaining things, and even to the climax. I wanted to keep it simpler because that was the only way I knew how to. And it was very important for me to write this book and publish it, for me to know how I can get better at maybe telling the next climax in a way that is liked more. He is too good to be true. He is why the title happens to be that. My idea with the book was that what would happen if I would ever run into one of the characters, one of the people who are exactly like the characters in my romance novels, like male main characters who are too perfect, who can't do anything wrong, and somehow everything they do or say is justified in my mind. How would I react to someone like this? This was the seed of the thought when it came to the book, and that's literally what it is. So he is perfect. He is too perfect, and he had to be that because otherwise there was no reason for Avni to not believe him.